Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my Jaybird. And we're continuing this high level chess with my opening here. I'm not disappointed. I'm not happy, but I'm not disappointed about this game. I got my opening, but this will just go to show you just how strong this opening really is. I didn't lose. Let's go on with this. I'm in white. This is called Nightbird Reverse to 3200, game 79. Yes, I did use the arrows. But let's see how simple this game really turned out to be. D3, E5, E3, and D5. B3, F6, and Bishop B2. Now, I usually open up with a knight's queen like this. I put the knight here and the queen here. And then I'm thinking about castle. That's what I normally do. But the last one was a reverse, and sometimes I should be thinking about, instead of just trying to do this opening, is just, see, I could have went right into the Nightbird, which is this knight here goes here, and this bishop goes here, and that's the Nightbird. Which I think I got some games I showed you. I don't know if it's at 3200. Oh, I did, or I didn't. Yeah, I did, and things go different. But this game's different. But I want to get the reverse in. But this is only one variation of a reverse. You know what I'm saying? So let's go on after B2, D6. I bring the knighty up. F3. I bring the knight up, only to bring it over here. That was my whole intent, was to move my pieces over here, on like this. I know he's going to castle this side, but guess what? Let me show you before you go gun ho. Here, let's say he didn't do what he was going to do. It'd be here, here. That knight that goes here goes here. This goes here. This could go here, or this could go here. Now you see what I'm trying to say? And once that knight's gone, then this knight comes here. Now, do you understand that? We'll go back over this, what I could have made to do, but I didn't get to do. After F3, he goes E4. I take. The best move is take, and now I go D2. And this is how it goes. He castles, E2, and I'm trying to get more out of this. I don't go in the castle right away. See, this thing's aggressive. It's just like all these other programs. They just get so aggressive, and they just like, you can't. Sometimes they don't, but after E2, E7, C4, C5, and then I just got to go and play the game now. There's no coming back from this now. You can't. There's no time to do anything to move your pieces around. Anyway, and once it happens like that, you got to push it. After C5, A3, D8, C1, B5, B4, takes B4, takes B4, G4, takes G4. See, you're forced. It's all forced. He forces you. Takes G4. Now I castle. You got no choices. You got to defend this pawn. You're under attack. He's the one who quickly wanted to do what he wanted to do, and that was the end of that. So A6, H3, E5, D2, takes C5, D4, F5, B2, A4, B7, C5, B4, A5, B2, A4, B5, E8, B1, takes B5, takes B5, C6, takes F5, takes D4, takes D4, takes D4, F1, G6, E5, C3, E1, C6, C5, B5, G3, takes A3, C3, D6, A1, E3, takes A3, D1, H2, takes F2, takes A5, takes A5, takes A5, H5, H4, C1, A4, F1, takes F1, takes F1, takes C4, F6, G4, takes G4, G3, G7, takes G4, H6, C5, E6, F3, F6, G4, E6, F3, F6, E4, F2, takes C6, H2, C4, takes H4, D5, H1, C5, D1, E6, C1, E5, H7, D6, D1, E5, E1, D4, C1, B6, G5, D5, C3, B4, G6, C6, F6, D6, D3, C5, E7, C7, D7, check, takes D4, queen, takes C8, takes D4, C7, E4, D8, F5, E8, takes G5, and that's it. It's a draw. But I'm not a computer. I didn't know that this was the forced line, that it performed, that this is what it didn't. I guess it had to do it 3200. It knew, it's like, well, I have to do this or I won't win. That's what you told me. That's what this thing just told me. That's what I learned. Now let's go back. What my whole plan was to do here. Let's go like this. Now I told you what my plan was going to be. All right, he went here. How else did he open up? Let me see. He castled. He put his queen here. All right. We'll give him the queen move. We'll give him the castle. We won't say he'll move his pieces up. Maybe, they always like to move their bishops up here. Stuff like that. I'll give him them moves, and then I'll show you something. What I go, he goes. Let's say he didn't do that. Let's say he castles. Here's my whole intent. He did this. I do this. Let's say he goes like this. Let's say he opens up and does this thing. I would go like this. Let's say he goes like that. I go like this. You see what's happening here? Now I did get a reverse going. That one came here to come back here, but the knight was originally here, 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 and then this one comes up. And then who moved last? Oh, I did. All right. And let's say, okay, he likes to do his hero stuff. And then I'd go like this. And all right, let's say he does that. All right. Do I have my opportunity to go? Yeah, I don't want to go here because if he takes, I go here. I don't care. See, I don't care if I have to be forced up to take. He has to get in this spot here with that piece. You see what I'm saying? So I won't go here if I was to go. So I would go here because he has to move this pawn for the simple fact to try to waste my tempo. And it's not a waste of tempo here. And then, and whatever his next move would be, okay, I don't know what it'd be yet and how much time I got, but we'll just do one more yet. And then go like this, and then look, I could end up going into my Donnersberg here. See, but depending what he was going to do. Now you see what I'm trying to say to you? That was the whole real intent to do on this game. Now, let's take it back here again. I got it here. And let's see it again. It goes like this. See, already what my intent is, I already in my head, I want to do the reverse. Is take this knight, and the purpose of this reverse stuff is not just this is one variation, is to you end up getting this knight on this square here. You see? This is what you know, you got to understand, knights land on different squares and then they project their way up through another way. I'm telling you, this method is. But he goes here, and it's forced. This is best moves. It's forced. To do something else is going to get too hard, too scrappy, too everything, and ends up like this. This is not what I want. I didn't want that. If he would have castled, then it would have went like this. I could have performed what I wanted, like this, and he could have opened up however he opened up, and it would look like this. And then the game would continue on. This is kind of your standard, what you've seen in the past. But I got the reverse in this way. I got the knight. That knight, this knight was here, 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 here. And then this knight here, here. Now that's the 12th move. Usually you got time to develop your pieces and get them in to do that. But this time, it didn't want to develop. I couldn't do anything. You see what I'm saying? I didn't get a chance to really do my theory. But I bring you the game because you could just see how strong that knight here over the queen and the bishop really is. It's really strong. And this can do the job. The program, I think it knew what was going to. I don't know. I don't know. But I didn't get my chance to do that. I didn't get my chance at all to do that. He went like this. There's no way around it. That's it. There's no way around that. There's no way around that. I'm stuck like a plain simple Nightbird reverse, and that's it. It was a forced deal here, and that's it. I did not get to do what I wanted to do, but still, my opening. We'll go back again. But my opening, like I say, is really, no, not like that. Really cool. If you can get it, and usually I can get it in. You see it in my other games. I get it in. And it'd go like this. And that last game, I told you about that. Remember that square here? And the king was on there, and then that pawn, I had one here and then pushed up too far. That king's pawn should have been only up one, and I should have went in that tower system, and I showed you how that last game on my last video should have went. But that pawn shouldn't be up here. It should be only in the second one. So if that knight ever came over, maybe it wouldn't have came over, and then if he would have pushed the pawn, things would have been, I didn't prep that right either. But I just want to show you how this would have really worked if he wouldn't have pushed that pawn. And I'll show you one more time. No, see, he pushed, and no good. If he would have went like this, finished his castle first, then the reverse and my theory would work like this. Now, that's all according to how he'd move his pieces. And chances are he's going to start pushing these pieces. He's what he's going to do, and then you follow in your continuation moves to get the job done. All right, so there you have it, and wait till we see the next one. It's against 3200, and I did beat it with one of my newest named openings. Thanks for stopping by.